Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to demonstrate how to make this tote bag. I used canvas fabric from Joann Fabrics and Crafts. I believe this is their home essentials line of fabric. It's usually in the store right next door to the outdoor fabric. In fact, I've even used outdoor fabric to make a bag. I'm using rope in this, and there are grommets also on the bag to hold the ropes. There are no pockets in this particular tote bag, but if you want to add pockets, there will be a link to a tutorial down below your YouTube screen in the description section. And that will show you how to put pockets on the inside of a tote bag. But remember this little note, you must put the pockets on your lining before the bag is assembled. So if you do want the pockets, look at that tutorial first, add your pockets in, and then assemble the bag. Here are the supply list and cutting instructions for the smaller bag that I'm going to demonstrate. And so of all of your fabrics, you're going to need a ½ yard. And then you're going to need cording, cotton twisted cording. I recommend you get either the 3/4 inch or the 1 inch. I would stay away from the ½ inch diameter cording because I found that the grommets I was having a difficult time with it. So make sure you watch the section towards the end on grommets so you really understand the type that you should buy. So you're going to cut for the small bag all of your fabrics 14.5 by 16.5 inches. Here is the fabric I'm using on the outside of the bag. And on each of these two pieces, I have fusible interfacing. So if you're going to use the fusible interfacing, use a medium weight to a heavy weight to really make the bag more durable. And you fuse it on the not so pretty side of the fabric. So here is the front of the fabric. You would put it on the back of the fabric. If you're not sure how to put that interfacing on, then you just follow package instructions. It's very, very simple. It's not difficult at all to do. So down in the two bottom corners, you need to cut out a square. So for the small bag, I'm going to cut a square out that's 1 3/4 inches square. For the larger tote bag, I recommend you cut a 2.5 inch square. This determines the size of the box bottom on the bottom of your bag. So I'm just putting the ruler in the corner here like this, and I have the 1 3/4 inch line here and here. And then I'm just going to trace around it. Then cut that square out. Then go ahead and stitch the two side edges and the bottom edge where your cut corners are at. To stitch your corners closed, you want to pull the front and back fabric, or the top and bottom fabric, apart like this. And you're going to bring your seams together. Then pin or clip the corner together. Then stitch a 1/4 inch wide seam across. Now it should look like this. Here's the bottom, and here's the side. Here is the lining. You're going to stitch your lining together exactly the same way. Open your bag up and insert the lining inside. Then line up the edges at the top. So after you've pinned the lining to the top edge, then you're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam all around the top edge of the bag. Make sure you leave an opening that's large enough, that's about the width of your hand. After you've done that, and also make sure you backstitch at each side of your opening, then you're going to go in and pull the lining out of the bag. Now you're going to go through the opening again, and this time push the pretty side of the lining fabric out. And then as you're pulling the lining fabric out, go ahead and start pushing the fabric that's on the outside out. Now push the lining inside of the bag. And then at the top edge, just line your fabric up so that it looks like this. And at your opening, turn your edges inside 1/4 of an inch, and then of course pin it closed. Then after you've got all of this done, go ahead and stitch around the top of the bag. You're going to stitch about 1/8 of an inch away from the top edge. And after you're done stitching, this is what it should look like. It's your top edge on the outside, and here it is on the inside edge. Now I'm going to show you how to mark the area for your grommets that holds the rope onto the bag. Here is the very corner at the bottom, the box bottom corner. You're going to measure straight up to the top, and then from that point go in towards the center 1 inch. So your mark is going to be 1 inch from the top and 1 inch in from the boxed corner. So I've gone 1 inch in and 1 inch from the top here. So my grommet is going to go right in here. So I'm going to then put a little mark right on that spot. And you'll do that at all 4 corners. Now I've been working quite a bit working on this project with the grommets, and there are issues no matter what you pick as far as the metal ones go. You can buy the Dritz grommets, and Dritz makes a lot of sewing accessories and tools. I don't recommend them. They were just very flimsy, and their instructions were not very clear, at least not to me. And I was only able to get one on successfully with that. So I went and bought a little bit nicer kit, and I did it in the hardware store. It only cost me between $5 and $6 for the grommet kit. And what you get is you get about 8 pairs of the grommets. You get a cutting tool, and this tool helps you cut the hole out. Then you get this piece is what you pound on, and then you have the block of wood that goes underneath, and then you have the anvil. So basically what it is you take your large piece of the grommet and you put it down in here. Your fabric bag goes over this. After you cut your hole, it goes over that. Then you place this other half of the grommet on the other side of your fabric. So you have one half of the grommet, fabric, the other half of the grommet. Then you stick this down in the center and pound. But in order to be successful, you need to use this block of wood that came with my kit. You don't want to mark up your table. Also, one expert in grommets also recommended you put it on another big block of wood. And then you need a hammer, you need all kinds of tools. And it still didn't work that great for me. So I'm going to give you a very good option. These are curtain grommets by Dritz. And this is all you have. You have the front and back of the grommet and a little plastic template here to help you draw your circle. And then you just need a pair of scissors. You cut out the scissors, you put your fabric over it, you snap the grommets, and you're done. So this is what I recommend. Dritz 1 inch diameter across here. You can get them on Amazon.com. I don't know if they have them in Joann's or anywhere else. You can check their websites. These are the easiest. I've used these on heavy, heavy drapes. The one thing you need to be aware of is that you need to use 3/4 inch or 1 inch diameter rope. If you use 1/2 inch diameter rope, it's going to slip out. Now I cut my rope about 18 inches long. You can cut them any length you want. Now I have the 1/2 inch metal grommets on here, and I did a really bad job. So that's why I recommend these curtain grommets. Once you're done with putting your grommets in, then you want to insert your rope in and tie a knot. Now I like my knot showing on the outside. Some people don't, so you can thread it back in through to where your knot is on the inside of the bag. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you try making this tote bag. Remember, I've given you measurements for both the large and the smaller bag. So remember to scroll down to the description section. You click on the word Show More and that description section will expand open. You will see the cutting instructions for the larger bag, and then also you'll see other links appearing down there. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you go and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.